All right, y'all, what it do? Back to give my little quick reaction to this Week 4 Eagles versus Bucks matchup. It's gonna be a late night upload. I fell asleep watching the Dallas Cowboys and the Packers. Wake up and they going into overtime. Ended up ending in a tie, as y'all see. But I guess that's the best case scenario for us right now. It's gonna be a real quick vid. It's a lot of good, a lot of bad, a lot of ugly to talk about. I'm gonna start with the good. We 4-0. Like, there's no way around that. We undefeated, top of the NFC. I mean, it is what it is. You can't complain too much about that. Last year at this point in the season, we were 2-2. Came off of a very ugly Tampa Bay loss. We were calling for Nick Sirianni to be fired at this point in the season. So I'll take 4-0. Um, Coming into the season, I think I even predicted us to be 3-1 after this. This opening stretch because we had some good teams. We played the Rams, the Chiefs, and the Bucks, who we usually lose to. It seems like, but we were able to exercise those demons. Finally beat Tampa in Tampa, 100 plus degree weather. You know, real ugly, but you know, we got it done. So I'll take that. We got a pretty easy schedule going forward. I'm not gonna say easy because any given Sunday you got to come out and play. Um, but we got the Broncos next week, uh, and then I know 2 times in those 3 weeks after that game we got the Giants. The Giants got their first win today. They're 1-3, I believe. We got the Commanders, who unfortunately lost to the Atlanta Falcons today. So I believe they're 2-2, and then we got Dallas, who's now 1-2-1. So we're sitting atop the NFC East. It's just a matter of whether we can do our job and hold on to that spot, through the season. Um, Now, the last time the Eagles lost, the last time Jalen Hurts lost, because Jalen Hurts, I mean, we did lose a game to the Commanders last season, but um, that doesn't count against Jalen's record because he exited that game in the first quarter. But Jalen Hurts hasn't lost since September 29th of 2024. It's been almost a full calendar year since Jalen Hurts has lost a game. And as an Eagles fan, bro, we can't ask for much more than that, bro. Like, we are literally living in the golden age of Eagles football right now. He has the longest active streak of pass attempts without an interception, 241, which is a huge part of his game. I know he takes a lot of heat for his stats or lack thereof. He's not going to go out and pass for a bunch of yards. He's not going to throw for 40 touchdowns every season. That's pretty clear. Like, we've come to expect that at this point. But having the longest active streak without an interception is a very underrated part of his game because, as I talk about all the time, when you don't turn the ball over, you don't got to do much else. You're going to have a chance to win if you're not turning the ball over. And if you look back at last year and previous years, there were times when Jalen would force those passes. He would force the ball into A.J. Brown and, throw those risky passes in the middle of the field. And we got on him. Like, we were on his ass about the turnovers. And he cleaned that up. So we got to, like, really take our hats off to him regarding that. The offense has not been pretty, but we not turning the ball over. We winning the turnover margin. So, you know, you kind of got to take it for what it is. Uh, the defense didn't look spectacular today, but they did make plays when they needed to. We had another special teams touchdown. Um, if you think about it, it's 2 plays in a row because we ended the last game with a special teams block and turnover, and then we started this game with one. I guess it wasn't two plays in a row because that was fourth down when that happened. But you get what I'm trying to say, right? Um, Two turnovers again, winning the turnover battle. That's always going to put you in a position to win games, and that's really all we can ask for. Like I think the defense has been playing a little bit better every week. We still got some things to work on, some things to clean up. Um, but I think that they are doing better. One thing that they are great at is tackling. I haven't seen too many missed tackles. Um, we get to the ball. If the first man doesn't bring him down, it's usually two more people, three more people behind him to wrap the ball carrier up and take him down. So that's one positive that I could definitely take away from it. We definitely did a good job of stopping the run today. Uh, Bucky Irvin and Rashad White combined for 21 carries for 80 yards. Obviously, they weren't passing a lot. I mean, I'm sorry. They weren't running a lot because they were behind, so they had to pass the ball. But still, I think we did a pretty good job of, keeping their running attack to a minimum. Our stars, our young stars, are playing really well. Jahad Campbell made a bunch of plays. He had an interception in a clutch situation. Cooper DeJean was making tackles all game. Zach Bond was all over the field as usual. Quinyon Mitchell held Emeka Egbuka to two catches for 6 yards while he was carrying him. Obviously, Emeka Egbuka had, that long 70 something yard touchdown, but that wasn't on cue. That was on uh, Makuba, I believe. Um, so the defense has been definitely a bright spot so far. I'm definitely seeing the improvement from week to week. We are getting better at pressuring. We had our highest pressure rate since early last year, which is good. We aren't getting as many sacks, but the pressure rate is increasing, and I think the sacks will come. You know, um, in the first half, our offense looked decent. There was a lot more creativity, a little bit more aggression, especially in the red zone. We're still 100% in the red zone. We scored touchdowns every time we've been to the red zone. We're ahead of the league when it comes to that stat. So, you know, it's pretty good outing in the first half. Um, Jalen Hurts he was 15 for 16 for 172 total yards and two touchdowns in the first half, which you can't be mad at that stat line, right? But that's where I get into the bad because he had 172 yards in the first half, but he finished the game with the team finished the game with 200 total yards. So that just says that whatever happened in the second half was like not acceptable to say the least, right? Um, like how do you basically not gain any yards in the second half? It just doesn't make sense to me. And I can tell you how. Like we got too conservatives as usual. Like we have been conservative all year on the offense. I thought that after the second half of the Rams game last year, we would do a little more, which we did in the first half. But then the second half, I guess because we had such a good lead, we didn't learn from the Rams' mistake, and we just came out super flat, super conservative, running on first and second down, and then trying to force the ball to AJ Brown. And it's like they got to clean it up, man. It's not gonna work. Um, Hurst ended up with only 20 yards in the second half. He went 0 for 8, which is crazy. AJ Brown only had 7 yards on two catches on 9 targets. 9 targets sounds good. A lot of people are saying like, "Oh, he had 9 targets. Like, why is he, not happy with his target share?" 9 of 24 targets total is seemingly good, but if you saw those targets, they weren't good targets, man. Like Hurst was forcing his own. Um, and it's like no creativity. They're all like just basic ass stop routes, man. And if I was him, I'd be pissed too. We got to clean up the penalties. We are in the bottom five of the league in like uh, penalty differential with like 117 yards negative in penalties. And a lot of them are like stupid penalties too, like roughing the passer and unsportsmanlike conduct, unnecessary roughness, like stuff that's unforced, stuff that we can control. Like people, I guess because we are so young, which is definitely a benefit to us in a lot of areas. I do think that the defense, the team in general lacks a little bit of self control sometimes. The run game has been abysmal. Uh, we ended up with 88 rushing yards total, and that's including the 62 from Hurts. Uh, Saquon did end up with like 40 something, I believe. But if you factor in that last play of the game where the punter took the ball and ran it out of the back of the end zone, that was negative 34. So, I mean, if you take that away, yeah, we went over 100 technically. But even still, that's not good, man. Like, most of your, almost, what, half, maybe a little more of your rushing yards coming from the quarterback when we got the best running back in the league. To me, that says that there's problems with the offensive line. The blocks aren't there. The scheme isn't there. Uh, it just everything looks predictable. Like you just running it up the gut, like running it right up the gut. And then there was one play where Saquon Barkley got hurt, like he got up hobbling, and then they ran him again. Like it just be some shit going on that I don't get, I don't understand sometimes, right? Um, you know, as I mentioned earlier, we are doing better at you know getting getting pressures, but we not turning them into sacks. We did end up with 2 sacks today, um, but that's not enough. I don't feel like that's enough. I feel like we should be getting home a little bit more with the talent that we have. I know that defensive line isn't necessarily considered one of our strengths this year, but I do think that we have enough talent that we should be getting home a little bit more, especially if we're not even playing like super mobile quarterbacks. Like, okay, we play Mahomes. He's known for getting out of messy situations and making something of it, okay, I can understand. But playing Matthew Stafford and Baker Mayfield, who aren't super mobile quarterbacks, I think we should be racking up the sacks a little bit more. Along with that, we did give up those two 70 plus touchdowns where one was a blown coverage. Makuba got caught with his eyes in the backfield. Mika Egbuka, you know, caught him on a clear out. Play wasn't even designed to go to him, but you see a man running open all the way down the field. What you gonna do? And then that one where we ended up with Jahad Campbell on Bucky Irving, and Baker Mayfield just dropped the absolute dime down the field. That's another 77, 70 something yard touchdown. If you take away those plays, I think the defense played pretty well, because if you take that away, I think they'd have been around like maybe 200 yards of offense. So I can't be too mad at that. But just in general, I think the offense and the defense play too conservative. Like, I know that we are up, and I know that we have a certain brand of football that we're trying to play. Protect the football, run the football, things like that. But man, people in the league are too smart, man. Like, they're gonna catch on. Like, these coaches, these players, they too smart to just run these basic halfback dive Madden ass plays, and think that we're gonna be successful in the long run. Um, I mean, 4-0. You could argue about the sustainability of it. We coming off a Super Bowl. We 4-0, but it just I don't know. Maybe I just have PTSD about 2023, man. Like the wins, yeah, they look cool. I mean, they don't look cool. The wins are cool. Wins are always cool, but the way that they look is just not. It doesn't. It gives me the feeling that when we go and play actual good teams, because I'm pretty sure we got the Lions on the schedule this year. Who look? I got the schedule right behind me. Who we got? We got Green Bay. We got I mean Green Bay and Detroit are our biggest test, I think. Um, and the Chargers, I guess. But after the way that they played today against the Giants, who knows? I mean, hell, the Giants might even be good. I predicted them to be good, but we'll see about that. They lost Malik Neighbors today. Something that we were probably going to talk about on the pod this week. Um, but to end it all off, it's just about the sustainability of how we playing right now. Like, can we really carry this play deep into the season? Because it like if you look at the offensive line and the way that players are like getting nicked and injured, bro, it looks like they playing in December right now. Like it looked like they've been playing a whole season of football and it's week 4. Like offensive linemen are getting hurt. Lane Johnson is missing time, missing parts of every game. Because they playing hard as fuck, bro. Like they really struggling to get these yards that they get. Like they really it looks like they making it hard on themselves, man. And I'm just worried about how sustainable this is going to be going into, the latter half of the season. And as far as the offense, um, AJ posted a little cryptic message today. I don't even have it on me, so I'm not gonna butcher it. But long story short, bro, if I was AJ, I'd be pissed too, man. Like, to me, AJ Brown is a top 3 receiver in the league, bro. Like, you can't nobody tell me different. And for his production to not match up to his talent, I'll be pissed too, man. Like, yeah, okay. Like, I got the big contract. I got a Super Bowl ring. I got all pros. I got Pro Bowls. But when I know that I'm capable of contributing at a certain level and I'm not getting the proper usage, like it felt like they gave them those targets that he got in the second half. It felt like they were forcing those targets to him just because they knew he needed targets. Like they weren't quality targets by any stretch of the imagination. Now, part of that is on AJ because he wasn't open on a lot of those plays. Um, and it was one play where uh Jalen threw it, and if AJ had come back to the ball like he was supposed to, it probably would have been a catch. But again, why are we running these little ass comeback routes, curls, and like, come on, bro, throw the ball down the field, bro. Get the ball to your playmakers. Um, the production from him and Devontae, I can't put it's 99% on the offense, on the play calling, on the over conservativeness of the play calling. Yeah, I don't know. At 4-0, I feel like I should be happier, and I am happy. I'm fortunate to be 4-0, but shit better get better, bro. Because I'm telling you, we gonna fuck around and be 10-0 and fall off a cliff like we did in 2023, and don't nobody want to see that shit. I'm trying to peat. I'm trying to repeat. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be a dynasty, and I think that's what all Eagles fans is feeling right now, which is why we are all kind of on edge. Like we could definitely be 1-3. We could be 1-2-1, like some of our division rivals, but we not our division rivals, bro. We the Philadelphia Eagles, world champions. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, like I said, I was gonna keep this short. I just wanted to give my thoughts on this game real quick. Um, we'll be hollering at y'all probably Tuesday. We'll drop the pod. That's the plan. We got a couple more games before week 4 concludes. I think we got Denver and somebody tomorrow. I don't even know the game. I don't even care for to be honest with you. But we gonna chop it up. But until then, go Birds. I'm out.